In a country and island, simultaneously, two was working on a structure of continuing a geographer and physicist study. And although when they decided to continue the study, they didn't have 100% the exact numbers, letters, and symbols, meaning as who created it. They were determined just to finish the study, to explain to their peers, as they were very bothered at the equation, that nobody was able to solve. They did the calculations, and it equaled to something. Scene script. 100 days later, after scientists was celebrating, 90 miles away from both celebrating buildings, a black hole appeared simultaneously, came somebody running out of its full speed. 30 miles away from those areas, a traffic cop and an officer got into a dispute over multiple cars crossing the intersection, and cars collided, causing a traffic jam and an accident. As many argued in the streets, the officer got nervous and pulled out his gun. Then came that somebody running full speed who has entered in the officer vision. In front of the officer was the traffic cop, but behind him, a distance away, he seen somebody sprinting towards him. The officer tells the traffic cop to move to the side because he may have to start firing his gun. The traffic cop moves to the side and the officer yells out, "Freeze!" But the person keeps sprinting towards him. The officer says it again, "Freeze." The traffic cop says, "I think you might have to fire off a warning shot." The officer looks at him for a second, then shoots a warning shot, but the guy keeps coming. As the guy gets closer, the traffic cop says, "Why he looks like that? His clothes look like he'd been wearing it for years." The officer looks and says, "I know he is not what I think he is." Then he gets scared, then starts shooting. But the guy keeps coming. The officer runs out of bullets and tries to quickly reloads. Then the guy tackles the officer after a hard football hit, and the guy and the officer slams on the ground. The traffic cop picks the gun up and reloads it fast. Then before the guy fully gets up, the traffic cop shoots the guy in the back of the head, then the guy falls down. The officer says to the traffic cop, "Thanks." They stand over the guy and looks. As they looking, people come out their cars and starts to walk over to them. The officer lifts the body over to the other side with his foot. The body turns over and the two looks, and the people looks at the guy laying on his back. A person within the people walks over closer to the guy body to get a closer look, then stares and says, "Is that a zombie?" The end.